If you
So, Will,
hey,
I had a quick look at some records from a hospital in Napoli, as well as correspondences between you and your general physician back home in Los Angeles. Want to tell us what happened to your toe, Strunzo?
hey, non si dice questo. È una parola, è proprio una parola malamente. Dudesy just called me an asshole, stronzo, which is sort of like, it basically means a piece of shit, but colloquially, I guess you could say asshole. Chad, we had a bit of an adventure. I don't quite know how to say this. I don't even want to admit to some of the stuff. Okay, so
you commit a crime.
when I talk about health, and we talk about it a lot on the show, even though, well, shit, we're off. It's Dudesy. It's still 8 months. It doesn't matter. We're not talking about that. My point is, I talk a lot to the PODs, pals of Dudesy, and I say, hey, you got to take care of yourself. But then I don't do exactly what I need to do. Listen, I have something going on my right foot. I have two toes that they've sort of hammered. You know that? Okay? Mm-hmm. It's kind of gross. And that means that there's some tendon issues, and they're both like, and they're sort of like this, okay? Now, when this happens, your toes will rub, the knuckles of your toes will rub against the top of your shoe, okay?
Are you just like in constant pain from this?
No, because I also have a bit of nerve damage on my feet.
Okay.
That's
not good. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well,
you're like any normal person would be in pain, but my feet are so fucked I can't feel them anymore.
I can't feel them, so they just get worse and worse. No, I have some nerve damage from years ago, and we haven't. I think we talked about this on the old 10-minute podcast, but I had this Muay Thai trainer for a few years, just for fitness. I wasn't trying to, fight or anything like that, but I found it really beneficial for fitness. And his whole thing was, hey, I want you to reach it, I want you to get to a ripe old age, and when you get there, I want you standing up straight. And that's what a lot of Muay Thai is, just happens to be great for that stuff, because it's a lot of core and a lot of whole body training. Mm-hmm. I bashed the shit out of my feet with some bad form here and there, and literally lost the feeling in my feet over 10 years ago now. And then also let's lay it all out on the table. We can lay a lot out on the table. Right now is we're in June, and it is Men's Mental Health Month. So we talk about that a lot on the show. Might as well talk about this. Hey, I got a little bit of the sugars. Okay. I don't know if you heard, but my wonderful wife Molly just laughed over there, and she giggled. She, little bit of a giggle. Well, I'm a fat guy. Right? I got a bit pre-diabetic, okay? I'm not trying to worry anybody. I'm just saying I got, I need to gruel it up, absolutely. When I get back to LA, although I've been a little loose in my shirts here, because it doesn't matter. You eat pizza and then you fucking walk for miles in Napoli, and that's part of the problem. Basically, here's what happened. My toes kind of rubbed raw against my sneakers. You're walking everywhere, and you're looking around, and it's just incredible architecture and churches and just the culture, and it's insane. And basically, one day I was walking with my cousins Rosanna and Milena, who you can see in the video there. They're walking with me when I'm drinking the water and trying the gelato, and Rosanna's in the background when I'm eating the pizza, and her husband Carmine is going, hey, surgeries marron. And we walked, and I was really in pain, my whole leg. And I thought, oh, this is just some muscle pain because I've been walking like a motherfucker. Next day I woke up, toe looks like a prune, like a plum. There's red inflammation all the way up my leg into my hip. It hurts like a motherfucker. Oh, and I'm like, okay, well, let's have a doctor come out and have a look at me. It's the middle of the night in LA. I can't really contact my doctor yet. It's like 3-4 in the morning or whatever. My wonderful wife, Molly, of course, who's sitting right over there somewhere, reading a book, smiling to herself probably, is and now I heard a scoff because she was very worried, because she's my heart, and I feel terrible for what I put her through. Okay, babe? Maron! Dude, We went to the hospital. We went to the hospital, went to an Italian hospital.
That's an experience.
And we'll get into this more in Dudesy after Dudesy because there's a lot to talk about. But the short of it is I went to an Italian hospital. They were fucking fantastic. The healthcare here is, let's just say it's different than back home. My cousin Chiro says to me a couple days later, he goes, hey, the hospital might have scared the shit out of you, but it's fucking good. And the deeper you get into the hospital, the cleaner and the nicer it gets. And it certainly did. Because, Chad, I went all the way into the fucking hospital. They were drawing blood because they were seeing if I had blood poisoning. They were seeing what the infection was. They put me under the x-ray thing. Then the x-ray technician recognized me. Yes, if I can brag, I get recognized even in Italy.
Did you tell him professional actor?
I said I don't know if you know this. His name is literally Fabio. I am a professional actor by trade. No, we all took a bunch of pictures and stuff, and a bunch of the staff came in. Wonderful, wonderful people as they are in the rest of Napoli. Not the least of which was our cab driver, Ciro, same name as my cousin. It's like Steve out here.
Dude,
Everyone's called Ciro.
What about the toe, though?
Oh, the toe's fucking gross, dude. It's fucking gross, and I'm not going to show you.
Did they have to do surgeries on it?
Here's the problem. I got 2 surgeries. I got 2 toes that I need to have surgery on. And I don't mind telling you, I've been putting it off for a while. So that's why I had this problem. And that's why Molly, now I got to get her a fucking handbag or something out here in Rome or some shit. She's going to, okay.
She gets a push present for your giant toe.
She was saying, oh, honey, there's a law. I don't know if you know, but there's a law out here. If you're long or short suffering wife, because we've only been married for 1.5 years, has to go with you to an Italian hospital and cry her eyes out as they're saying, sorry, you can't wait with him. You can't go into the hospital. It's not like America. You can't be the spouse and go in.
The police get me.
The police guy was like, mi dispiace, ma signora, you have to go. She said there's a law where you have to, it's called the Italian, what was it? The Italian something toe handbag law. Yeah, the hospital bag, Italian hospital bag law. My cousin Rosanna, who is Assunta's daughter, she is a saint. She is the future mayor of it goes from Assunta to Rosanna. Rosanna's the fucking mayor. She can pull anything off. The angel, she came out. Her and Molly love each other. And they hung out, and Assunta came out. She comes up on a fucking scooter. Amore, like this, and it was fucking crazy, dude. But basically, I just did an IV antibiotic. It's an infection. It's localized because it just got all shitty and bloody because of all the rubbing and stuff. And I don't know where I picked up the infection. And then this was just inflammation up my leg. And now I got 2 weeks of oral antibiotics, and I have to give myself a shot in the ass for a week. I've gone through a few of these shots, and the doctor was like, maybe your wife can do it. And I was like, yeah, sure. I bring it back. I show Molly. She goes, I can't. She's like, doesn't like the needles. She got all the way to doing it, and I was like, fuck it. Here, look, I'll do it. So I'm doing. Everything's gonna be fine. The doctor. Bad. It was. Hey man, it was fucked. It was anyway. And there's more. There's more to it. We'll talk about it in Dudesy after Dudesy.
This question.
The point is, take care of yourselves, everybody. Please don't be like me. Please don't be a stupid idiot. I could have got blood poisoning. I could have left a foot out here. I could have left more than that, or just a toe, which I'd be happy for them to snap it off with a bolt cutter if that's what it came down to. But it's looks very interesting now, and I'm in my Napoli blue sleeveless who gives a shit shirt because we're currently in Amalfi and a wonderful place. And just earlier, right before we started recording, I was in the ocean, and so the toe looks meaty, it's kind of shiny, and some skin came off of it
in the ocean.
Well, my mom always says, that the ocean cures everything. I did ask the doctor, and she goes, normally I would agree, but maybe with this kind of infection, and because it's so raw, I can't quite explain it. But I also I go down to it's lovely here, okay? There's like the pool area thing, and you can go right into the goddamn ocean. I brought this squirt bottle of, we're giggling. I brought a squirt bottle of alcohol. So this big fucking American looking asshole. And then I start talking to the waiters, and of course, wait, I'm Napolitan, and we have a nice time. But I come out of the ocean and just squirt it with, no, salt water's good for wounds. All right, anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
I mean, nothing. I was just listening.